All right, Scotty, thank you for hopping on. I appreciate it. Just want to run through quick questions I want to ask you here. But first, if you wouldn't mind just like introducing yourself, telling us who you are, what you do, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so my name is Scotty. I've been with the Junk Academy for a couple months now. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we do junk removal and small and light demolition.
Right on. Awesome. You actually just answered my first question I had for you, which was how long have you been with Junk Academy? So you're efficient. I love it. All right, cool. So like where were you? Tell me a little bit about like where you were at before. Um, what made you want to get into this? All that stuff. Like what kind of led up to the point where you're like, all right, let's buy it, let's go all in.
Yeah, so I've been in B2B sales my whole life. I'm 30 years old, so ever since I was 18 in the workforce, I've always been in sales. And it's what I love, it's what I do. I love speaking to people. And I promised myself in my last job that no matter what happens, if this job doesn't work out, whether I quit or they let me go or they make any changes, that's gonna be my last W-2 job ever. And sure enough, the company restructured and I was the newest person on the team and they made a bunch of cuts and I was part of those cuts. And so I'm not one to break my own promise, especially to myself. And so I went all in. I looked at the market. I thought about this for probably close to a year, um, mainly because I just see this industry. Not a lot of people want to get down and dirty, and so I see a huge opportunity, and that's what made me jump in.
Dang, that's awesome. That's a good answer. So like when you joined up, which was it's now May of 2024. So you joined in December, is that right? November? When was it?
December, yeah, December probably.
Okay, cool. So like when you joined, like what was the biggest goal? Like when you were thinking, all right, I'm going all in. What do I want to like? What was the goal with joining? What was the goal with the company? All that good stuff.
The goal to join was to be able to honestly take a bunch off of my plate, right? If you want to be successful, you got to find the people who are already doing it. And I knew it was more than just picking up trash, right? I have no idea how to run a business. I've been W-2 my whole life. Now I'm the man.
Right.
And so I had to figure out how to do that. And the best way to do that is to find a mentor. And
For
so
sure.
that was my mindset going into the Junk Academy. And then obviously meeting you. And so
Yeah. So when you joined, Kyle was still running things. I took things over from Kyle probably about 6 weeks or so after you joined up, and yeah,
give or
it was
take, yeah.
yeah, end of January. So we've been working together now for about 4 months, which
Yeah.
doesn't feel like 4 months.
No.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So so the goal you would say when joining was, and I use this phrase a lot, but it's like, how do I get to second base faster?
Yeah, yeah. I knew again, I knew there was more just picking up trash and I needed guidance and I knew I didn't want to do it alone because I wanted to take the guessing out of it so I can grow the business faster, right? I didn't want to sit
Yeah,
on the computer and solve A, B, C, and D when I could have a mentor teach me that. So
for
that was
sure.
my mindset for sure.
So how has that experience been? Like, have you gotten to second base faster? Has the stuff you learned been beneficial? Like, dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, I think without the guidance, I would probably still be sitting at the plate swinging away for sure.
Yeah,
But with the guidance, it's definitely, as I said, that was kind of my goal was just to make things a little bit smoother on figuring out how to run a business, how to start up a business, where to go from A, B, and C. And so that has made things drastically easier than I thought it'd be,
that's good.
because there's so much more in a business than I thought as well, right?
Right.
And you don't know what you don't know. And every time you and I talk, you're giving me 10 points that I'm like, I hang up the call and I'm like, man, my brain is in a pretzel right now. But
Right.
that's the point of it, right?
Yeah,
So,
you have. You're like, man, it would have taken me 6 months to fail at this and
oh,
have to win the
sure.
lesson. No.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole goal with it, right? Like
yeah.
getting you there faster. I obviously, when I started out, I made a ton of mistakes. Especially with like getting my back office organized. It took a long time to get that organized, and now I'm like, all right, make sure you're doing this from the beginning. Um, but yeah, so I'm with you there. So where are you at now? Like, where are you looking at going? I think you just mentioned you guys just launched.
Yeah, so our initial goal was to launch on April 22nd. That got pushed a little bit, so we didn't launch actually until April 27th.
Okay.
Uh, so we've been live for a few weeks now. We have a good handful of jobs under our belt. But ultimately, I just have two goals written down. And I think that is something you kind of taught me is just like have those goals and work towards those two things, right? And
Yeah.
for me and Four Seasons Junk, it's 500,000 in the first 12 months and 1,000 followers on our Facebook page. That's it. Those are my two main goals that I'm going after because
Yeah.
the Facebook page is going to get me my 500,000.
Exactly.
All the experience in between. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Those goals are very, very much correlated.
yes.
Very, yeah, very,
And
they
they're
very.
not easy, but they're absolutely attainable.
Mhm.
So that's what we're
Yeah,
going after for the next 11 and a half months.
that's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, when I started doing Facebook in like March or April, maybe it was even May, a year ago now.
Hmm.
Didn't have I had a page to look at marketplace,
Yeah.
and like spend money on things that I didn't need to buy. That was pretty much the only reason Facebook
Yeah,
existed.
me too.
I maybe had 3 friends, and now like I'm consistently going in and adding friends, not followers, but like going in and adding friends. And I checked the other day, it's like up to like 2,400 friends. And in my mind, I'm like, friends, right? Those aren't 2,400 friends. Those are 2,400 leads.
Yeah.
That's the way that you have to look at it
Yeah.
for sure. So beautiful. I love those goals. So what would you say like what's been the I guess like the main differentiator that's helped you grow since joining?
I mean, the biggest thing that's helped me grow is understanding the business, right? And understanding how to be able to speak to the client, how to get them interested in me. We talk all the time about how everyone with a truck and trailer thinks they're junk removal companies.
Yeah.
And that, that may be the case online, but you need to find a way to separate yourself. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned through, speaking with you day in and day out, is I need to find a way to separate Four Seasons Junk and all the truck and trailers and all the other competitors like 1-800 Got Junk.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that Cole and I, my business partner and I take away, and we talk about nearly every time we're out doing, drops on businesses or whether we're just introducing ourselves, is people buy from Scotty and Cole. They don't buy from Four Seasons Junk. And
Right.
that is like, that should honestly be our business motto
Hmm.
is, they buy from us, not from Four Seasons Junk. And so you taught me that. And so that was just something that we keep at the front end at all times. So that's helped quite a bit.
Yeah, it's super important. So like I think that we're still at the point in our business now. American Junkers, we're 18 months in roughly, and we're still at the point where it's like, okay, Jack and Mason do junk removal and demolition, and I'm looking forward to like, all right, at what point are we big enough to where people know American Junkers
Yeah.
as a junk removal and demolition business, and they don't know the owners. And
Right.
I don't know if we ever get there. Maybe we don't. Maybe that's the mindset that it has to have, and that's the way that you grow. But I feel like there's some point, and it's got to be correlated with revenue. But there's some point you get to where it's like, okay, American Junkers or your business is more on the map than you are.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see if that comes. I don't know.
I don't know though. I kind of,
Yeah.
if you compare it to like it's like athletes like Tom Brady, he's a very likable person. Yeah, he's got like he's got all his accolades, but he's a likable person.
Yeah.
So he's invited to all these things.
Right.
You've heard the rumors that Aaron Rodgers isn't a very good locker room guy, and he's not invited to a lot of things, and he's just as talented.
Yeah, that's a great
So I
point.
still kind of think there's a correlation of like at the end of the day, I think people still, 20 years from now are going to buy from Scotty, Cole, and Jack
Yeah.
rather than,
You're probably right. You're 100% and right. And then now I'm like realizing I'm almost trying to teach you something that I teach you the opposite of what I've taught you in the past. Like I'm like thinking like, all right, at what point do I get big enough where nobody knows who I am, or does the company get big enough? And maybe that's not the reality. That's not what you want.
Mhm.
Um, well, cool, man. That's all I got for today. I appreciate you taking the time to hop on. I really do. Uh, I'm looking forward to help you guys grow. I'm looking forward to help. I got your goals written down here. I'm looking forward to helping you guys get to that 500K and 1,000 followers. Very attainable. Very
Yeah.
attainable. It's gonna be a fun ride. It's gonna be a real fun ride.
Yeah, we're super excited, and it's you've been a ton of help, and we're only excited to just keep going. all we
Yeah.
want to do. We just want to get so big, and I know that we're on the path to make that happen. So
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I appreciate it. I'm here to help anytime, literally anytime, as you know. Scotty is not shy about texting me, which I love.
yeah, yeah,
Let him fly, man. Let him fly.
yeah,
That's one thing that I try to make sure is like I'm as try to be as available as I possibly can be. You
yeah.
know, so don't be afraid to reach out. I'm here to help whenever.
Never will, never do. I'll definitely call you.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
All
All
right,
right, man. Appreciate you taking the time to hop on. We'll talk soon.
sounds good, Jack.
All right. Thanks, Scotty. See you.